Welcome to Batman, right here at Comicstorian. My name is Benny, and I'll be bringing you a dramatic version of your favorite comic book storyline condensed down for your enjoyment. Today we're going to be bringing you Batman 91 to 93, and the storyline that is going on right now is we discovered that there is a villain known as the Designer, the ultimate villain that has just been created for Batman lore, and he somehow has been working with Joker and Penguin and Catwoman and even the Riddler to work against Batman and finally destroy Gotham and destroy Batman. Well, today we find out what that master plan is, and if you want to know how we got here, I'll link you the playlist down below. But don't forget, if you want early access to this, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian. And you can also join us over at our podcast network at twitch.tv/Comicstorian. Anyway, let's enjoy the video right now. See, they may have the idea of what happened here, but the story that people are telling you isn't true. And I am here to tell you the truth. Once upon a time, 4 crooks walked into a haunted house to have dinner with the devil. The devil was pleased with each of them for their mighty sins that they had committed, and wanted to give each of them a boon. The devil set them down one by one, asked what they wanted more than anything in the world. The old bird said that he wanted the king, for all to follow his command. And so the devil gave the numbers of the finest killers in the land, so that he could take down the nation's rulers. The second crook was a mad, crooked man who said that he wanted to be the wisest man in all of the kingdom. So the devil gave him a crooked game to play with the greatest scholars in the kingdom, which would kill each of them in turn. The third crook was a thieving cat. She wanted to be the richest person in the kingdom, while the devil gave her the keys to the vaults of all of the richest men in the world so that she could rob them blind. And the fourth crook was a jest. And see, he'd been laughing this whole time because he and he alone understood the devil's game. With no wise, powerful, or wealthy men left to stop him, the city wouldn't belong to the 3 crooks at all. It would belong to the devil. In time, it would be the jester's turn. And the devil asked what he wanted more than anything in the world. And the jester said, "I want to be the devil." And then the jester killed him. The man behind the bar asks why he's telling him this, and the Joker says, "It's to add a little context to tonight's entertainment. Make sure everyone can follow all the funny little jokes." The last bartender wasn't laughing at all, so I had to set him straight to make sure that there's no more salt around the rim next time. The Joker grabs the phone, and he makes a call. He asks the person on the other end if everything's ready, and they tell him yes. So the Joker takes a sip of his margarita, telling them, Good. I want to bring down the house with this one, right down on your head." While the Joker is scheming, though, Batman takes the Night Climber and flies up to find Deathstroke. However, while the fight begins, Catwoman returns inside with Harley Quinn telling her that they need to go and keep watch on the assassins. Harley jumps up asking, "Do I look like a babysitter?" As the door to the holding room opens up, Catwoman and Harley see that their captives are gone. On the screen, the Designer appears and he tells them that he has removed some pieces off of the board. They won't be needed in the great design. He is not in the business of making the Penguin mayor of Gotham. Catwoman tells him that Batman knows what's planned, and the Designer says, Yes, my dear kitty cat, played her part perfectly. Now he's ripping apart his own mind, trying to outthink me." Out above Gotham, Batman is doing exactly that. How is he supposed to outsmart someone who lives to outsmart people? Deathstroke says, "You're not gonna kill me. You wouldn't risk throwing ourselves off this thing." And Batman tells him, "I didn't fly the 2 of us up here so that I could throw you off. Look down. There are 9 million people living in Gotham. Innocent people who spent the last few years in a kind of constant rolling hell. People are scared like they've never been before. All I'm trying to do is give them some kind of peace." Deathstroke asks, "Am I supposed to care?" And Batman stops him. "You do." Deathstroke then asks, "Who are these people even afraid of?" And Batman yells, "I know it's me! I spent my career using my wealth and power to fight costumed madmen, but they keep coming back. I have to make something bigger, more frightening each time. So right now I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to make it all better, make it right. I need people like you to stop." Deathstroke tells him, "No, And Batman throws himself into Deathstroke and they both go barreling down towards the streets below. As they fall, Deathstroke tells him, "We should skip to the part where you take out the grappling hook and save us both." Batman grits his teeth, doing just that, but late enough to allow both of them to take a hard hit when landing. Deathstroke gets back up telling him, "All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's just wrap this whole thing up, Batman." And on the screen before them, the designer tells them, "I don't think so. Your part in the design is over. Consider your contract terminated, Deathstroke." Deathstroke looks over, seeing some of the designer's men shuffling towards them, and he looks to Batman. "Yeah, we got some company." Batman tells him, "We?" And Deathstroke says, "I'm pretty sure the designer has no intention of paying me." The designer then asks Batman, "How are you feeling? Are you up for another game? This is getting tiresome." Batman yells, "We can just end it. Come on, face me." But then a shadow appears telling him, "Now that wouldn't be fair." And the Riddler steps into view smiling, "I haven't taken my turn yet." As the Penguin sits up in his hospital bed, he asks Commissioner Bullock, how might he be of service to the Gotham Police Department today? Bullock scoffs, stating, "For starters, you're under arrest for the murder of 3 police officers." "Oh, that can't be right. I was kidnapped by some very bad people who believe that I should have been in GCPD custody. In fact, I would like to press charges against the assassin known as Deathstroke. Do I tell you that or the lawyer?" Bullock yells, "I will find something to pin on you." But before he could go on, one of the officers pulls open the curtains to the window, stating, "We have a problem. The city has turned green." Bullock sighs. "Oh, it never ends, does it?" Back down in the streets, the Riddler appears on all of the TV screens across the city. "Hello, Gotham! It's your good old friend, the Riddler, and have I got a game for you?" Deathstroke asks, "What the hell is going on?" And Riddler goes on, "We're gonna go over some rules. Name of the game, crossword. The grid is the city itself, meaning you're all going to be staying put for the time being. Letters guessed correctly will connect the blocks together. When the grid is solved, the city will be open, the walls will come down, and you will all be able to move freely. But who among you is going to play my game? A great question, dear listeners. Why, it's the greatest mind, your greatest champion, Batman!" As the drones fly down to record Batman, Batman tells Lucius, "Get a location." Lucius responds, stating, "Already working on it, but he's making it difficult. He doesn't." But before Lucius could finish, the transmission is cut. And Riddler says, "There will be no cheating in my game. All calls, transmissions, and other forms of contact are being blocked off. Better get some scrap paper and write this all down, because if you guess wrong, the bombs will go off now. Riddle me this!" Meanwhile, in the sewers beneath Gotham, Harley is following Catwoman, stating that she always figured the hero types had a much better route to take. But this place stinks. The good guys always stink less. Harley asks if she's sure. Catwoman says that she's not feeling particularly heroic right now. How about they change the subject? And Harley says, "Are you sure? Because that smell, it's not coming from the sewers. It's probably coming from that undead muscle the designer has left for us." Catwoman sighs, seeing the reanimated corpses crawling out of the water, and then Harley then swings her mallet, yelling, "And I hate zombie cops!" Topside, Batman is fighting through the corpses, telling Deathstroke to follow him down to the train station. Riddler says, "Hey now, that's not fair. You're not playing fair." Batman punches another undead, yelling, "Just ask the damn questions." Riddler then says, "Okay, 1 across 9 spaces. The more I take, the more I leave behind." Batman bashes another undead, stating, "Footsteps." Riddler goes on, 8 down 5 spaces. What has many keys but can open no doors?" Batman kicks another undead, "Piano!" Just then the train flies in, and as Deathstroke looks at it, he asks, "Really? You have a bat train?" And Batman tells him, "Just get on." Meanwhile, Batman continues to answer the Riddler's questions, but back down below, Harley splatters another undead cop, with Catwoman yelling, "Let me in, damn it! There are rules to these things. Selina Kyle, member 13432. The hologram of a masked man appears and says that it appears that she is not alone. And Catwoman says that this is her guest, Doorman. She has come to speak with the underbroker. She needs to make a withdrawal. She has the account numbers and she is a member in good standing. Doorman opens the hidden door, stating, "You may enter, but to be quick, we can't let the riffraff in." As they tumble in, several armed men in clown masks surround them, and a female voice states that she thought that there wouldn't be any company. The underbroker says that he is a deal maker, always open to a plan that benefits everyone. And Catwoman asks, who the hell is that? But the woman says that if the two of them are jokes, and trust her, they are, then she would be the Punchline. I'm where you end. Harley looks at Punchline's makeup asking, are you like a fan or something? And Punchline says, no, definitely not a fan. Harley then says, okay, well, we don't have time for any of this. We're robbing a bank. Punchline tells her, oh, I know. That's why I'm here robbing the same bank. Harley looks a little closer and stops. Hey, wait a minute. Why are you dressed like a clown? And Catwoman asks, really? This is the Joker's new girlfriend, Harley. Punchline laughs. Actually, I'm his partner. Harley walks up and says, well, aren't you funny? Because you don't sound funny. Punchline smiles. What's going to be funny is what I do with your skin. Harley sighs, stating, I've had a few years, I've had a few come to God moments and long cries in the shower, but right now, that pretty little head is about to be smashed with my giant hammer! While the fight between Harley and Punchline begins, the underbroker begins to run, stating, I'm sorry that we couldn't make a deal. But suddenly he feels a whip crack and wrap around his neck. As Catwoman pulls, she begins to state, your name is Harlan Graves. You're a senior partner at Graves, Willick, and Crane. You live in a townhome off of Robinson Park East. You keep a private safe on the 3rd floor behind the what is not an original Rembrandt. She leans down asking, now should I tell everyone who is here the combination? You know, dated in front of 2 of the largest killers in Gotham? The underbroker tells her, no. And Catwoman tells him, okay, let's talk about what you can do for me. Back topside at the Riddler's hideout, he shouts into camera stating, Batman is a cheater! Do you hear me, Batman? You are a cheater! Batman appears behind him stating, I can hear it all. Now, Eddie, it's time to give that little brain a rest. He sticks him with a tranq dart, and the Riddler says that sounds nice. Deathstroke then asks, what about me? And Batman turns around, shooting him with the tranq dart. Deathstroke begins to fall to the ground as a voice says, well, this is going very well. You've unraveled your adversary's designs quite adequately. However, it won't be enough. Because if you can't tell, this is Bruce Wayne's officers. The designer looks into the screen stating, hello, Bruce. Please come in. We should talk a little before I kill you with my ultimate plan. A short while later, now that all of the designer's plans have been squashed, Batman stands before him telling him, how was this supposed to go? If it all happened all those years ago, show me the full picture, your grand design. The designer asks him, you want me to explain what you already know? No. How about you explain everything that I've just accomplished? And Batman tells him, you would have had 5 of the highest paid assassins in the world come to Gotham. They would eliminate the mayor of Gotham, the deputy mayor, the public advocate, the city controller, and the majority leader of the city council. The kills would all be done simultaneously, and the assassins would then just leave Gotham. This would now plant Penguin in a position of power, and overnight, he would run the city's politics. The Riddler would then cripple the city, his puzzle locking down every block, but it serves its primary purpose of isolating the different police precincts and humiliating his target, Commissioner Jim Gordon. The real answer to the puzzle was always to let the Riddler win. The cops who are smart enough would agree to work for him, and they'd be allowed to pass and save the city. Penguin's mayor would then appoint a Riddler loyalist to the police commissioner and district attorney's offices. The public would suppose that there is new order, having survived the chaos that you created before. The GCPD now effectively working for the Riddler. Catwoman would hack her way into the accounts of the wealthiest men in Gotham City. She would have learned that the Wayne Foundation was funded by offshore accounts. With those account numbers, she would be able to drain their full assets and redistribute them as she saw fit. She would become the richest woman in Gotham overnight. She would become the central bank for the growing crime empire in Gotham. And the Joker would kill Batman and Robin. And with the underworld united, the designer's final act is establishing the greatest criminal empire of the next generation, an unstoppable machine. The designer's legacy is secured, and his story can come to an end. The designer stands up. It would have been magnificent, wouldn't it? This office was made to look like the study back at the manor. You can imagine why. The ideas that Bruce Wayne would have, would they be enough to save you? Batman takes out a sword, telling him, I am not the man that I once was. I have evolved. I am not equal to the designer. The designer pulls out his own sword and tells him, well, then we shall find out if that is true. On God! Back in the secret offices of the underbroker, Punchline slashes at Harley, and Harley dodges, stating, you're pretty quick with those, huh? Punchline tells her that it helps when you have a grudge, And Harley asks, "What did I ever do to you?" And Punchline yells, "You tried to fix the Joker! Tried to make him better." Harley stops and thinks for a moment and then says, Wait. You're a groupie! You're a Joker groupie! Punchline goes on stating that she could have been running this horror show at his side, but now she's going to be carved up by her replacement. Harley tells her, first off, the Joker hates it when you try to name stuff for him. His sense of humor would be less horror carnival and more chuckle hut. Harley then takes one of the rifles from the clowns and begins to shoot, but as Punchline ducks and weaves through the gunfire, she runs past Harley. Before Harley could turn, she feels something sliding across her neck, and she quickly reaches up to grab the spot. As she gurgles, blood begins to pour out of the hole. Punchline then asks, "Where's the comeback? Where's the snappy Harley Quinn zinger? You can't even choke it out through the blood?" Punchline then kicks the gun from Harley, telling the clowns to go ahead and open up the door. It's time for her to flush out the rest of the sewage. Once Harley is thrown out into the sewer, though, Punchline looks back, stating, "All right, time to fleece the cat." Back at Wayne Enterprises, Batman and the designer are clashing swords, with the designer stating that he has an incredible mind, but he is missing one piece. And Batman tells him, no, he isn't. He put it all together on the way here. While he was solving the Riddler's crossword, he saw the one game piece out of the configuration, not part of the original design. He had someone hack into Wayne Enterprises' computers, and it seems like he was replacing blueprints for tri-corner yards. But the man wasn't trying to take something. He was trying to hide something. They wanted to see how he was funding the Wayne rebuild. He doesn't care about the design, the vision of an underworld united. It's never been what he wanted. The designer underestimated Gotham City, and most of all, the Clown. He thought the Joker would fall in line with the rest, but the Joker didn't want to kill Batman. The truth is, the designer couldn't understand what the Joker was. He gazed into the abyss, and it stared back, and it consumed him. Batman rips the designer's mask off to reveal the withered corpse, and he goes on stating, "And you're not the designer. You're just a shambling shell of the greatest villain of an older generation, cut down by his replacement. What are you doing, Joker? Why attack me like this?" As the designer's head falls to its side, the faint laughter of the Joker can be heard, and he says, "Oh, it's all a part of the plan. It wasn't about breaking you. It's about what comes next. This is a whole war planned out by me. This is about breaking her." Batman begins to process everything and then realizes who the Joker is talking about. Catwoman. Joker sips his drink as he's sitting and he says, "I'm still going to be needing to send you off the table for the next bit. Oh, Slady! Wakey, wakey! It's time to finish your contract." As Batman turns, he sees Deathstroke standing over him with a knife, and he says, "Sorry, Batman, but you and your whole family, you've earned this." The knife slams down into Batman's leg as he screams out in pain. Deathstroke kneels down, telling him, "This isn't going to kill you, but if you remove the knife, it definitely will. You better call Mr. Fox and get medical out here now." Joker then tells Deathstroke that he might want to skip town. Things are about to get dangerous. Meanwhile, back with Catwoman, she works away at transferring the money, telling the underbroker that she's going to need them to erase her account. The underbroker says that he's sorry, but her account is quite empty. At that moment, a gun is fired, and Catwoman slumps over. Punchline says that she appreciates the account numbers, kitty cat. This next bit wouldn't be possible without you. A few moments later, Joker gets a call from Punchline and he asks if it's down. She says yes, and Joker tells her that he wants to hear it. Say the words. Punchline tells him that right now the Joker is worth $100 billion. And he laughs, and he laughs, and he laughs. And there you guys have it. It was the Joker all along. Now, honestly, my opinion, I kind of feel like that was a waste. I was kind of excited about the designer. A brand new villain, super outsmarting Batman, able to manipulate the other villains, and it turned out it's the Joker. Well, it's going to lead into the Joker War. So if you want to know what happens with the Joker War, subscribe to our channel, because we're going to be bringing it to you as it's coming out. And you can also hit that like button so that other people will see this video and we can get more people into the Comicstorian family. Thank you guys for your support. I'll see you next time right here.